provides a online test before screening all the things. So as far as concerned with Nimbus Logistics, the most important things, whether it should be a logistic company or supply chain company, the thing is that you must know what are the different factor and different aspect are considered in case of logistic management as well as supply chain management. Yeah. So as far as concerned with MBA student and IMBA student, a few students are faced difficulties regarding logistics company as well as supply chain companies. For example, in the upcoming month, suppose Flipkart will come or some logistic companies come. In that case, you have to face so many level of panel as well as screening procedures. So, you know, in case of fast screening procedures, I think Amlan has appeared this particular Nimbus Logistics. Amlan, you have appeared?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So, suppose in case of your upcoming campus, which is directly indicated in case of logistic as well as supply chain management companies, if you go to the subject wise, the most important factor nowadays due to this COVID-19 pandemic, uh, most supply chain strategies will be implemented nowadays. So as far as concerned with supply chain management strategy, the most important thing is you have to maintain demand as well as supply. So regarding demand, the most important factor, as you know, in case of supply chain management is the entities of supply chain management. As far as concerned with the entities of supply chain management, it basically includes your product, then the facilities, then the carrier, and the route. So being a logistic manager point of view, being a operational manager point of view, you have to take care about your carrier or different type of transportation activities. So as far as concerned with the Nimbus Logistics, I'll show that particular slide, what they have asked. If you go to the slide, is the slide is visible to all? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. So this is the first question they have provided. Suppose there is a particular vehicle is there, the vehicle length, width and height is given, and the box or cartoon size is given, that is length in the form of length, width and height is given. So you have to calculate how many box will be fit in that particular vehicles. They've asked in the, you can say that is in the mock test they have arranged in case of Nimbus Logistics. So if you go to the formula by in case of surface area or by volume area, so in case of volume, the formula is length into width into height. But in case of surface, that is 2 into length into width plus 2 into length into height plus 2 into width into height. Similarly, most of the cartoon or box size are in cubic solid shape. So in that case, you have to use the formula that is V volume of that particular cube surface, that is AQ, and surface area of that cube, that is A 6A square. So just calculate this one to find the surface area, that how many box will be fit in that particular vehicle. All of you calculate. Yes, Amnan, what is the answer? In case of box size.
Sir, again, sir. Sir.
The volume of that box is given, that is AQ, and surface area of that box is given 6A square as per the formula. And the data are given as far as concerned with length, width and height. In case of box, that is 1 feet. In case of vehicle, the length is 20 feet, the width is 8 feet, and the height is 8 feet. So how many boxes are fit in that particular vehicle by surface area? The surface area formula is already given, that is the second formula, that is 2 LW plus 2 LH plus 2WH. Calculate that one. Yes, Rekha, what is the answer? What is the answer? Rekha, what is the answer?
सर एक मिनट सर कर रही हूँ थोड़ा.
Okay. So if you go by surface area, in case of vehicle size, the first one is 2 into 20 into your 8. That is
Sir,
320.
768, sir. 768, sir.
768 divided by how much? The box size is?
Sir, box size is, sir,
By surface area. The formula is given 6a square.
sir, 6, sir, 6.
6.
7, yes,
768 divided by 6. You have to
yes,
calculate
sir.
that one. How much number of boxes will fit in the particular vehicle?
128, sir.
128 is the final answer. Clear? So being a logistic manager, you have to take care about this kind of strategy for loading and unloading activities. All of you must note this formula. Manasi, what is your answer?
Sir,
What is the formula? What is the answer? Madhumita?
Yes sir.
It is very simple. 20 into 2 into 8. That is 320 for first one plus 320. And the next one
So
is
20 into
2 into 20.
2 into 20 into 8 plus 2 into 20 into 8 plus
8.
2 into 8 into 8.
8. That equal to
sir
7.
320 plus 320 plus 128.
128.
2 into 20 into 8 plus 2 into 20 into 8 plus
8
2 into 8
plus
into 8.
2 into 8 into 8. Under that, I don't 320 plus 320 plus
Plus
128.
128.
That equals
768 divided by 6.
6.
divided by 6 can क्या होगा?
6, 6.
A square ଅଛି ନା 6 square surface area ତ ଗୋଟେ side
Surface
ଅଛି 1
1.
1 ର square 1 6 into 1 ହେଲା 6.
हाँ हाँ.
Okay, just divide 768 divided by 6. What is the answer, Madhumita?
सर बाहर कुछ कुछ.
Satya, what is the answer?
सर वही आएगा 128.
Okay, fine. Oh, the answer is 128 number of box will be fitted in that particular vehicle. Moving to the next one. So this is the second questions they have provided. How many boxes of below size will fit in a vehicle the vehicle size given, that is length is 20 feet and the width is 8 feet and the height is 8 feet, and the box size is given 2.25 feet, width is 2.25 feet and height is 2.25 feet. Calculate by surface area that how many box will be fit in that particular vehicle. Just calculate that one. The area vehicle
25, sir. 25.
25, exactly 25 number of box will be fitted.
Yes.
Okay, Manaswara, what is your answer for second numerical? Because the surface area of vehicle is 768. So you have to calculate the box size, that is 6a square. A value is 2.25. All of you got their answer? All of you got their answer? Okay, moving to the next one. Next is in case of the third question they have answered. They have provided the question in the form of finding the volume and surface area of cylinders. The formula is given, that is volume of cylinder, that is pi r square h, or volume of cylinder, that is base into height. But in case of surface area, that is A stand for 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. In that case, just note down the formula, then we'll proceed for the numerical.
तो आपनको voice कटिकी आସୁଛି
Okay, slide is visible.
yes
With
sir.
the slide. Okay, just note down the formula, then we proceed for a numerical. Okay, all of you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the question is given, how many liters of petrol fit in the vehicle by volume? The vehicle radius is given 10 feet and height is given 8 feet. I repeat, how many liters of petrol fit in a vehicle by volume? Vehicle size is given, that is radius is 10 feet and height is 8 feet. Calculate by using the volume formula, that is pi r square h. So here the pi value is 3.14 R is given 10 and
Sir.
yes.
800 sir.
How many liters of petrol fit in a vehicle? Is my voice is clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay, fine. So here you can use
Sir,
the
2514 liters, sir.
2514 liters. Okay, fine. Okay, Madhumita, what is your answer? Rekha, what is your answer?
सर सरफेस एरिया होगा इसका 1130.4.
No, no, no. In the question that is given by volume.
रेखा वॉल्यूम दरकार सरफेस एरिया दरकार नहीं.
कौन अच्छा अच्छा सॉरी
By-
हाँ वॉल्यूम 2512.
Okay, 2512.
यस सर.
Okay. So moving to the next questions.
सर
Yes, yes.
सर ସେଥିରେ କ'ଣ ଏମିତି ଫର୍ମୁଲା ବି ଦେଇଥିଲା ନିମ୍ବସ୍ ଲଜିଷ୍ଟିକ୍ସ ରେ?
Formula, I will provide the formula in the slide. They never provide formula. Okay, you have to remember the formula.
Yes,
Okay, okay. Moving to the next one. Suppose there is a vehicle size is given. The length is 30 feet, width is 10 feet, and height is 8 feet. An oil barrel specification is given. That is radius is 3 and height is 5 feet. Calculate how many oil barrel will fit in the truck by surface area. I repeat, the vehicle specification is given, length is 30 feet, width is 10 feet, and height is 8 feet. An oil barrel specification is given, the radius is 3 feet and height is 5 feet. Calculate how many oil barrel are fit in the truck by surface area. What is the answer? You can use in case of vehicle that formula of truck or formula of truck or vehicle by surface area, that is 2 into WH, then plus 2 into length into height plus 2 into height into breadth. That formula can be applicable for vehicle. And in case of surface area of cylinder, because oil barrel are in cylindrical shape, you can use that formula for surface area in case of cylinder surface. So what is the answer?
Sir, 8.
Exactly, that is the answer is 8. 8 number of barrels should be fit in that particular vehicle by surface area. Okay, Rekha, what is your answer?
सर एक मिनट और थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. यस सर 8.2 पे था ना मतलब 8 ही होगा.
8, approximately 8.
यस सर.
Fine. The next one, the third question they have asked, how to, all of you done?
यस सर.
Okay, fine. The
Yes,
third
sir.
question they ask, how to maximize customer satisfaction in case of logistics. In case of logistic, as you know, the logistic is directly concerned with transportation activities and the raw material from source of point to source of uh, consumption. The most important things which is considered in case of logistics, that is right product, right way, right quantity, right quality, right place, right time, and the right customer. And the most important thing is right cost. So these 8 number of right of logistic need to appropriate to make supply chain as a efficient as well as possible and satisfy customers. Just try to remember those particular things uh, for maximize customer satisfaction in case of logistics. Clear? So these type of questions, I will proceed another questions. I'll show that one. Suppose what is WTS and how does it work? So as far as concerned with the supply chain as well as logistics, the most important thing in case of facilities or in case of warehouse, the WTS stand for warehouse tracking system. It's a typically software application which is specially designed for warehouse industries, and it uses system of barcode level which allow to track the product movement, audit and shipment easily. So that is why the warehouse tracking system should be implemented in large volume of warehouses. Clear? The next question they have asked, I will show that one. What is compliance level? So in case of compliance level, have you seen in case of any in this level in your garment, in your product, which is collected from e-commerce side? So this compliance level is used for shipping levels and carton levels. It is also attached to the pallet levels, and they are usually contain barcodes. This particular barcode contains all the specification, even the batch size, the production date, the expiry date, the date of shipment, all the things should be included in the barcode. And it is used for identification of good delivered. So due to this compliance level and implementation of your warehouse tracking system, in the warehouse, or you can say that in case of inbound logistic as well as outbound logistic, it is easy to track due to this particular appliance level. So these kind of questions I have already provided. I will show that one, that PDF. Just a minute. This PDF is already given to you. This one. This is already sent to your mail. It is my personal advice, must go through these particular questions whenever you apply for any kind of logistics, supply chain, as well as operational related activities which is directly concerned with logistic operations. So this question is already sent to your mail. And at the last of this particular PDF, some behavioral question is given. I'll show that one. Just a minute. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes. In the last part, just see, in case of operational and situational question on supply chain management and logistics. So as far as concerned with the logistic, in the previous experience, what I have collected, what I had collected the data from the the MBA student. Suppose this particular situational question contains some behavioral aspect and as well as some subjective knowledge regarding supply chain as well as logistics. So it is my personal advice. All of you must go on through these questions. If you have any doubt, then we make a particular platform for discussion all the things. So I just close that one and then switch to PPT mode. Okay, just a minute. And apart from those things, they have asked so many questions. The next question is, explain what is LTL truckload or less than truckload. So as far as concerned with the less than truckload is a shipment contract between the shipper and transport owner. So according to this type of contract, instead of entire truck, the shipment are priced according to the weight of the flight and the mileage within the designated lane. So this type of question they have asked in case of Nimbus Logistics. Then come to our topics. We have already discussed the alternative approach of just-in-time concept. So in the previous class, we have discussed the constant working process and POCA. And today class, we are going to discuss the just-in sequence, how just-in sequence will be influence the production as well as manufacturing environment. They also affect the supply chain as well as logistic operations. So before starting the session, we will discuss some question of previous classes. What do you mean by just-in-time? Amlan, what do you mean by just-in-time?
Sir, just in time means, sir, acquiring raw materials at the right time at the right place, sir.
Okay, fine. Satya, what do you mean by just-in-time? Rekha, what do you mean by just-in-time?
Sir, just-in-time means procuring raw materials and resources at the time when it is required, maintaining zero inventory and procuring of materials at the exact moment when it is needed.
Okay. The next question is
to minimize cost.
to minimize the cost of the most important point as far as concerned with just-in-time. The next question is, what is Kanban? Madhumita Das, what is Kanban?
It is a Japanese manufacturing system.
Okay. There is no negative mark. You may proceed.
Supply of components.
Okay, Manasi Behra, what is Kanban?
So basically, Kanban is a billboard.
Yes.
Kanban is basically a billboard of.
Okay, Amlan, what is Kanban?
Sir, Kanban is, sir, a visual system, sir, which is helpful in managing work, sir.
Okay, so in case of Kanban, it's a simple form of signboard or a billboard which contain different specification of shop floor as well as machines and total work hour, everything that should be written, including your inventory also. But the thing is that the Kanban should be implemented and maintain a high level of productions. Okay. The next question is, what is 7 waste? Rekha.
सर याद नहीं है मुझे।
जब 5 लाख का या 10 लाख का पैकेज आएगा तो यही आंसर वहां पे बोल देना, सर याद नहीं है. Okay, try to provide the answer. There is no negative mark.
सर प्रोडक्शन हो सकता है, डिलीवरी, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन.
So these are the basic entities or component of 7 waste. But the thing is that my question is, what is 7 waste? 7 waste is a tool which is implemented to reduce the percentage of wastage through transportations. The next part is through manufacturing process. Clear? The next question is, what is classical manufacturing cell? Amlan Kumar Sahu.
Sir, classical manufacturing cell is, sir, where the use of machine is the most. I mean, the production process is carried through the use of by the use of machines only.
Okay, Madhumita, what is virtual manufacturing cell?
So आपने
अभी रिसेंटली इंडिया ने वर्चुअल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेल यूज करके सैटेलाइट लॉन्च किया था, जिस वर्चुअल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में भुवनेश्वर भी एक हिस्सा था फॉर डेवलप कंपोनेंट, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ कंपोनेंट। यस रेखा, रेखा, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय वर्चुअल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेल?
और पता नहीं सर।
यूज ऑफ
Try to understand. In case of virtual manufacturing cell, it is a particular system where infeasible, that is infeasible to arrange the machine and workstation, because the machine and workstation are relatively large in size. They have never physically contact to each other. Clear? Why I am telling the example of recently launched satellite by ISRO. The ISRO has a huge number of manufacturing cells, and these cells are separately situated in different locations. Your CTDC Bhubaneswar has developed few components of that particular satellite. That means what? That this particular virtual manufacturing cells is combination of different type of workstations in different locations, and they are virtually connected to each other, and final assembly are done in a prime locations. The next question is, what is your dynamic manufacturing cell? Manas Rivera.
सर सर जब भी मतलब जरूरत पड़ेगा मैंने मेक टू ऑर्डर टाइम पे, मतलब जब भी मतलब जरूरत पड़ेगा तब भी वो प्रोड्यूस किया जाएगा डायनामिक।
Okay, Satya, what is dynamic manufacturing cell?
सर मेरे को सर पता नहीं है सर।
Okay, in case of dynamic manufacturing cells, it is labor intensive cells where a huge amount of manpower are available to mobilize number of workstations from one place to other place. And it is used in the environment where the product as well as your, you can say that is demand is unstable, and the workstation is the particular facility that can be easily rearranged due to availability of more amount of manpower. Okay, so that's all for today discussion. As you know, we have already discussed single Kanban and two-win Kanban system. But the thing is that today we are going to discuss the next part, that is known as your just-in sequence. So as far as concerned with the just-in sequence, it is an inventory strategy that matches just in time and completely fit in sequence with variation of assembly line productions. So this particular definition is belong to manufacturing environment. But the thing is that in case of just-in-time approach is an evolution or alternative method of just-in-time which embed the constant work-in process idea for mixing push or requirement and pull replacement production management systems. So this overall goal of just-in sequence is to synchronize the material flow within the supply chain to reduce both safety stock and material handling. So what is work in progress? Anyone? Rekha, yes.
The work in progress, it is not it is somewhat between the raw materials and finished product, which is neither completed and which is in the process of completion to reach completion.
Okay, these are unfinished products which is to be likely to completed within the manufacturing environment. So these things should be applied. Why just-in sequence? As you know, just-in sequence is an inventory strategy when it should be needed. As far as this particular just-in sequence is as I told, in case of just-in sequence, it is a inventory strategy, but which directly matches just-in-time. So as far as concerned with this particular things, as you know, in case of your constant work-in process, this idea is applicable in case of push production or pull production management systems. I repeat, the overall goal of this just-in sequence is to synchronize the material flow within the supply chain and to reduce the both safety stock and material handling. So that is why for better flow of material from for manufacturing environment or any kind of manufacturing organizations, it is the overall goal to synchronize material, machines, and flow of material from that reduce safety stock. You can say that is your buffer, number of buffer appear in the material flow. And it is also used in case of material handling. So moving to the next slide. Sorry. So in case of just-in-time sequence, as you see in the particular figure, or this is a typical example in case of automotive industries, where the different type of door, for example, in case of right door and left door, should be assembled in the main vehicles. So before assemble, they go for a proper planning, and after proper planning, they have arranged a number of sequence. And after that particular sequence, the left side door as well as the right side door should be assembled in the main assemble lines. That means what? The flow of materials should be smooth. They should reduce the number of buffer and safety stock. So that is why it is a typical inventory strategy which is used very much similar to your just-in-time concept. Moving to the next one. So once the optimal production sequence is decided, for example, in case of manufacturing organizations, before you implement the just-in-time sequence, you provide the basic production sequence. And once the optimal production sequence is decided, it is adopted all along the process line up to the supply chain also. Thus, the supplier are asked to comply not only the quantity requirement, but also to the product sequence and mix for the certain period. So whenever product mix should be provided by the design department, or your demand information is arise from the customer point of view, so you have to directly go to the production sequence which is already decided, and according to that production sequence, the process line as well as the supply lines to be informed in that particular sequence. So that whenever you go for the supplier side point of view, the supplier is asked to comply not only the required quantity or quantity requirement, but also the product sequence and mix a certain period of time. In that particular case, the demand must be stable, or you can say that is the forging period should be defined. So the forging period means that this is the time interval or prior to the production in which demand cannot be changed. In case of demand stable, you can apply this particular strategy. But in case of demand mix significance change, the sequence must be recomputed. That means you directly go to again in case of your production sequence, and when the production sequence is decided, then you will go for the assemble activities. And this is very much similar happens in case of material requirement planning. And the last point, this makes just-in sequence less flexible compared to a just-in-time. It is very much less flexible as compared to just-in-time concept. So moving to the next one. So this is the typical function of just-in sequence. But the thing is that if you go to the first layer of figure, there are more number of component and working finish product are available. In that thing, you have to pick according to the production sequence on the basis of fast input, fast output basis, and it directly go to the point of consumption. Similarly, in the second layer, as far as concerned with the just-in-time sequence, pick to the sequence. The next one is shift sequence wise, and after shifting, you must apply the fast input and fast output basis, and finally it should be reached up to the point of consumption. But in case of the last layer, first you have to go for the planning activities, then next one is build sequence, then again apply fast input and fast output strategy for shipment. Then after shipment, Again, you have to apply fast input, fast output policies, and finally it should be reached up to the point of consumption. So this layer of just-in-time sequence is applied in various types of industry depending upon their need. And if you go to the applying some technique to reduce the unsteadiness, such as flexible order assignment, mixed bank buffer, or you can say that the sequence can be preserved within the low stock level. If this kind of thing should be you can say that is the flexible assignment or your mixed bank buffer or the low to preserve the low stock level. So these techniques are used to reduce the unsteadiness in case of just-in-time sequence for the smooth flow of raw material or smooth flow of work in progress from one workstation to other workstations in the form of fast input and fast output basis. The next is, if there is any difficulty, you directly go for rescheduling point. The sequence can be propagated in downstream and reduce the impact of variabilities. So that is why the just-in-time sequence, as I told, is the inventory strategy which is applicable in case of manufacturing environment where pull and push strategy should be implemented to reduce the buffer stock level. Then moving to the next slide, the difference between your just-in-time and just-in sequence. The first picture is, in case if you go to the first one, in case of just-in-time sequence, it defined through the leveling productions. But in case of just-in sequence, it is defined by the downstream process. The next part is, the point is that is safety buffer. In case of just-in-time, it is needed, but in case of just-in-time, reduced to minimum level. The next is sensitive to shutdown. It is armorized through the safety stock, or you can say that it is preserved through the safety stock. But in case of sensitive to shutdown, it is very much high. The main focus of your just-in-time, that is leanness, but in case of just-in sequence, it is flexible and responsive. So these are the difference between just-in-time concept and just-in-time sequence. Moving to the next one, if you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Sir,
Yes.
सर ये जो सीक्वेंस में है डिफाइंड थ्रू लेवलिंग प्रोडक्शन और डिफाइंड बाय डाउनस्ट्रीम प्रोसेस, ये मुझे नहीं समझ में, इसका मतलब थोड़ा बता दीजिए.
In case of downstream process, suppose there are 5 number of machine are arranged in a sequence. Here, the just-in-time sequence, as you know, that is a particular inventory strategy which is applied for the number of workstations. But the thing is that if you go to the downstream, that means the third, fourth, and fifth, they should be this particular workstation defined just in sequence for the smooth operation. If they are not defined, what will happen? More number of buffer will be occur during material flow. I think you got your answer.
हाँ सर, ठीक.
मान लो मतलब 5 वर्कस्टेशन रखा गया है, तो पांचों मतलब तुम अगर मटेरियल फ्लो अगर इफ यू insert the raw material starting from the workstation number 1 to 5, the 5 produce the finished good. Clear? If there is any difficulties in case of, as you know, the just-in-time sequence is directly a inventory strategy. So this 5, 4, and 3 number workstation will define how much inventory needed and how much component needed for speedy and smooth flow of your operational activity in case of manufacturing activities. Clear? So moving to the next one. Just a minute. The next is your POCA. So this is another alternative technique, mixing push and pull system. The POCA stand for paired set overlapping loop of card within authorizations, which stand for the base of quick response manufacturing. So as far as concerned with manufacturing, as you know, this is a conversion of raw material into output, or manufacturing by hand or machine, that is known as manufacturing. But the thing is that whenever you pair number of cells which overloop of card within authorizations, in that case, the quick response manufacturing is a particular approach which directly involve in case of POCA for smooth operation in case of manufacturing environment. So this particular concept in case of quick response manufacturing is introduced or proposed in the year 1981. So moving to the next one. So in case of POCA, likewise your constant working process. The POCA handle work in progress proliferation originated from multiple products since it does not require each station to have base stock of each component. So for example, at first the MRP that is known as your material requirement planning like algorithm creates some or it release authorization time. So this that means the MRP system define when each cell may start each job. The MRP defines start date. Suppose, as I told, there are two number of workstations. That workstations data, in case of material requirement plannings, which convert or which create some algorithms. That algorithm provide the release authorization time. That means the MRP system or MRP algorithm define each cells may start their each job, and that MRP algorithm define the start date. However, different from standard push system where each workstation should process the job as soon as possible, the POCA simply authorize possible to starting the job. So moving to the next one. So this is the POCA card. So as you see in the figure, this POCA card contains source process or cell number, destination process or cell number. The next is your card number, and total number of card number is given, and it is also include a QR code which provide the basic information to the next sequence. In the next figure you seen that this source process and destination process, in case the source process is your M1 and destination process is M2 in the next figure, and that S1 and S2 share the card number as well as the source process, the destination cell process, and these data are transferred through the QR codes. So whenever you apply these things, just a minute. So when you uses this POCA in case of production control card, this is otherwise called your production control card. Basically, it's a capacity signals. In order to control the material flow, so these cards are only used between or not within the work cell. Inside each cell, the material reassemble the constant working process approach. The POCA card is a capacity signal card. And the last point, the POCA system may overcome the drawback of both standard MRP and Kanban system, and helping managing in case of short-term fluctuation in case of capacity. In case of short-term fluctuation, it is slowdown, failure, setup, then quality issues, and reducing the unnecessary stock, which is always present in any unavailable replacement systems. So that's all for today. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Any doubt from your side?
No,
So the last point, sir, how it can overcome how it can overcome both drawbacks of standard MRPs and Kanban system.
So as you know, this POCA card is a production control card. Suppose the MRP system do not mention the inventory level. The Kanban system, like your one card Kanban or 2-bin Kanban system, they are not mention the inventory level, the exact stock level. In that case, it is difficult to control the production. So that is why it helps the managing both this MRP situation as well as the Kanban situation, which is directly concerned with your capacities. For example, suppose a person which is assigned for set of a particular machine for operation activities. So he already take the standard time for set of the. That means this set of time delay directly fluctuate the capacities, and this poker directly provide the capacity signal to the next proceeding machines. अगर पहले मशीन में यही सेटअप का प्रॉब्लम है तो दूसरे मशीन को सिग्नल भेजेगा in case of your capacity signal. That means that machine should be what in an ideal state. Clear? In that thing, it is this particular signal. Due to that signal, the percentage of buffer occur should be less as compared to a regular buffer. So that is why this is also known as a production control card, and it is also used as a capacity signals. I think you got your answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So next one is in case of your